Greeting dear students, welcome to the class. In today's class, we'll be learning how to prepare the balance sheet in case of accounting equation. But before that, we must understand the meaning of balance sheet of the firm. So let me draw the format of the balance sheet. Then I'll be explaining you the meaning of balance sheet. It is prepared in T format. This is known as T format. Yes. So balance sheet is a statement which is prepared at the end of the financial year, but here if you are required to prepare balance sheet at this stage, that will be immediately after the preparation of accounting equation. It has two sides. On left hand side you will be showing your liabilities. Liabilities means responsibilities, and these liabilities will be external as well as internal liabilities. So you can say that here will be showing C plus L, and here will be showing our assets. That's why I preferred you to go for C plus L is equal to A format, because this will help you in making the balance sheet also. So here we'll be writing all those sources from where we obtain the money. So all sources of finance. So there are two sources broadly. One is your capital, which is known as internal source, and the external sources are creditors, then bank loans, then your bills payable, then outstanding liabilities, outstanding expenses, you can say outstanding expenses, then unearned income or income received in advance. So we'll be writing all these items here on the liability side, asset side, how you use these resources. So this will be the answer of all these sources of finance, how you utilize your sources. Like for example, whether you purchase land and building, it will be recorded here. It is your asset. You feel proud to be the owner of land and building. So this will show your possessions, furniture, all your softwares, your vehicles, your cash balances. And if suppose you are not utilizing your money, then it will show your cash balance and your bank balance also. Along with this, it will show your prepaid expenses, because you acquire the rights to use the services when you have done the payment. Likewise, your accrued income. So this is the very brief idea of the balance sheet of the firm. And because C plus L is always equal to A, so the total of this balance sheet left hand side is always equal to right hand side. This total of this will show the total of liability side, and this will show the total of asset side, and these two will always equal. And for this purpose, let us see the numerical. I have taken a numerical from T.S. Grewal's book. I am having old book. So let us see the numerical from the old book. Yes. So this is question number 11. I hope you will be able to see this question number 11 on your screen. Question number 11, show the effect of the following transaction and also prepare the balance sheet. Started business with cash, received rent, accrued interest. Accrued interest means interest due and not received. This is also your asset. Commission received in advance. This is your liability, amount withdrawn. So we'll be making accounting equation. Then after that we'll be preparing balance sheet out of all these items. So let us start with the accounting equation first. So this is question number 11 of T.S. Grewal's book. I am having this old edition. I am having. So I told you how to start. First of all, we'll be drawing two lines, one for C plus L is equal to A, and another for list of various assets and liabilities. So this is my C plus L is equal to A. So let us see the first transaction. First transaction is started business with cash, rupees 60,000. So here your 60,000 capital will be recorded under capital, and cash 60,000. Second, there is no new equation. After first equation, you are receiving a rent of 2,000. So receiving rent means this is your income. It will be added in capital and added in cash also. So your new equation will be $62 here and 62 on the right hand side. Now third one is accrued interest of 500. Accrued interest, this is your income, accrued interest, and a new item will be added here because this is interest due and not received. So this becomes your asset, 500. So increase in capital and increase in asset. So this will be 62,500 and 62 here cash and 500 accrued interest. Now see the next one, commission received in advance. So what is the value of commission received? Here you can write new equation every time. So commission received in advance, this is not your income, but a new item will appear here, unearned commission. And what is the value? Value is 1,000 will be added here because you are receiving, so it will be added in cash also. So added in cash and considered as a liability also. So it will be 62,500 plus 1,000 is equal to 63,000 plus 500. So both sides are equal, and it should be equal because we are following double entry system. Amount withdrawn, nothing is mentioned, so we assume that we are withdrawing for personal use. So 5,000 from the capital and 5,000 from the cash as a drawings. Because this is our last transaction, so that's why I'm putting this line here. So it will be 57,500 plus 1,000 is equal to 58,000 plus 500. Now check whether the total is equal or not. Yes, it is equal. 58,500 and 58,500. Now it's time to make the balance sheet. You already know the format of the balance sheet. This is my liability side, is left hand side. Amount in rupees, assets and amount in rupees, and this is my balance sheet. So here there are two items only. I'll be writing capital. Capital is 57,500 and unearned commission. What is the value of unearned commission? It is 1,000 here. And on asset side you will be having cash of rupees 58,000 and there is accrued interest. What is the value of accrued interest? It is 500. So total of both the sides 58,500 and 58,500. See, your balance sheet is telling. It should tally because we are following double entry system and we recorded each and every transaction on two sides. Yes. So this is how we are required to make the balance sheet in case of accounting equation, though we'll be learning the preparation of balance sheet in the final accounts. So let us do one more numerical, and that is question number 15 from T.S. Grewal's book only. But let us read question number 15 first. So this is question number 15. I hope you will be able to see this question number 15 on your screens. Question number 15. Show an accounting equation from the following transactions. Mahapatra commenced business with cash 50,000, 1 lakh by check, and goods rupees 60,000, machinery rupees 1 lakh, furniture rupees 50,000. So he is investing in the form of various assets. So for calculating the capital, we will be adding all these items. So it will be 50,000 plus 1 lakh, 1 lakh 50,000, 210, then 310 and 50, 360. 1/3 of the above goods are sold at a profit of 10% on cost and half the payment is received in cash. Depreciation, then cash withdrawn for personal use, interest on drawings, goods sold to Gupta and received a bills receivable, then received 10,000 from Gupta against bills receivable on maturity. So we'll be doing all these transactions one by one. So first of all, let us draw the format of accounting equation. We used to draw two lines here, one for C plus L and another for different types of assets and liabilities. This will make the presentation more effective also. So this is my question number 15, and in this case also we will be preparing balance sheet. So first item is capital. He is investing in the form of various assets. Let us record all those assets. Cash, rupees 50,000. Then check. Check means through bank, rupees 1 lakh. Then through stock of goods, this is 60,000. Through machinery, rupees 1 lakh, and furniture rupees 50,000. And what is the total of all these? 150, 210, 210, 310 and 360. So total amount of capital is 3,60,000, which is invested in the form of various assets: cash, bank, stock, machinery and furniture. This was our first transaction. So second transaction is 1/3 of the above goods. 1/3 of the above goods are sold. Let me show you the workings on some rough sheet. So what is there in this? 1/3 of above goods. So these are the stock. 1/3 of 60,000 will be 20,000. Are sold at a profit of 10% on cost. So let us calculate. Add 10% on cost. 10% on cost means 10% on 20,000. So it will be 2,000. So total, this was the cost, and the sale value will be 22,000. And further it says that half of the goods are so half the payment is received in cash. So half means half of this, half of 22,000 is 11,000. So half payment you received in cash, and rest half is still in the form of debtors. So how to treat this through accounting equation? Number 1, in capital you will be adding 2,000 as profit. Second, stock you will be deducting 20,000. This is the cost of goods sold. Thirdly, in cash you will be adding 11,000 you are receiving in cash. This is our cash sale, and there is a credit sale of 11,000. A new item debtor will be created because this is your credit sale. So let us record all these items in the accounting equation. So in capital we will be adding 2,000 as a profit. You can mention here as a profit. Then in cash we will be adding 11,000. No change in bank. Stock will reduce by 20,000. We will be reducing stock by 20,000. And then no change in machinery, no change in furniture, a new item debtor will be created. And what is the amount of debtor? It will be 11,000. So let us see the impact of this transaction. Your new equation it will be 3,62,000. No liabilities are nil. 61,000 cash, 1 lakh bank balance, 40,000 stock, 1 lakh machinery, 50,000 furniture, and 11,000 debtors. So let us check whether both the sides are equal or not. This is 1 lakh, 61, 2,01,000, 3,01,000, and 61 is 362. So now let us do third transaction. Third transaction is about depreciation at the rate of 10%. So 10% depreciation on machinery. The value of the machinery is 1 lakh. Depreciation will be 10,000. It will be deducted from the capital as well as deducted from the machinery. No change in other items. So now your new equation will be $3,52,000, 61,000 as it is cash, no change in bank balance, plus 40,000 as it is, plus 90,000. Now your value of the machinery is 90,000, 50,000 furniture, plus 11,000 debtors. Now let us do the next one. Cash withdrawal for the personal use. Fourth transaction. So when you are withdrawing cash for personal use, these are your drawings. So 10,000 will be deducted from the capital again as a drawings. 10,000 from the cash and no change in any other item. So the new equation after this it will be 3,42,000 capital, and this will be 51,000 plus 1 lakh plus 40,000 plus 90,000 machinery as it is, 50,000 furniture as it is, plus 11,000. Now next transaction number 5. Interest on drawing is charged at the rate of 5%. So your drawings were, let us calculate interest on drawing. Interest on drawings were 10,000. These were my drawings, and interest on drawing is 5%. So we need to calculate 5% on this. It will be 10,000 into 5 upon 100. So this will give you 500. This is the amount of interest on drawing. Per annum is not written and months are also not given to you. So straightforward you can calculate 5% on this. It will be 500. And I told you how to treat interest on drawing or interest on capital. It will be added in the capital because it's an income to the firm, but it will be deducted from the capital because we'll be taking this from the owner's capital. So it will be treated twice from the capital. It will be added because this is an interest on drawing is an income. It will be deducted from the capital because it will be taken from the owner. It will reduce capital, and it is not to be treated from any other item. Rest of the things will remain as it is. So your new equation after this will be this will remain as it is. 3,42,000 is equal to 51 because you are adding as well as deducting. So this is not going to change your capital. 1 lakh bank balance 40,000, then 90 as it is, machinery 50,000 as it is, and 11,000 as it is. Now next transaction number 6 is goods sold to Gupta for rupees 10,000 and received a bills receivable for the same. So we are selling goods to Gupta for rupees 10,000 and received a bills receivable for the same amount for 3 months. So here we are making our debtor time bound. That's why we gave him a bill which is duly signed and returned to us. Gupta has signed as well as returned it to us, and it's a promise that he will be paying us after 3 months. So this is you are creating a bills receivable here and nothing is mentioned. So directly you can treat this as you are selling on cost. So no cash is received, no change in bank balance, and the amount of goods sold, cost of goods sold is 10,000, no change, and a new item will appear, bills receivable, and the amount of this item is 10,000. New item will be created. So the new equation will be 3,42,000 is your capital, 51,000 cash, 1 lakh bank balance, 30,000 is the value of stock, 90,000 machinery, 50,000 furniture, 11,000 debtors, and new item 10,000 bills receivable. This is my new equation and new equation. Yes. So last transaction is received 10,000 from Mr. Gupta against the bills receivable on its maturity. So you are receiving the money, it has nothing to do with the capital, but when you are receiving, your cash will increase by 10,000 plus no change in any other, and this will reduce by 10,000 because bills receivable is matured. Now you got the money on maturity. So the final amount of this accounting equation will be 3,42,000 here, and this will be 61 plus 1 lakh plus 30,000 plus 90,000 plus 50,000 plus 11,000 and nil. So finally this side is 3,42,000. Let us check the total of this side. This is 1,91,000. 191 plus 90 will be 281. 281 plus 61. 281 plus 61 will be 342. Yes. So both sides are equal. Left hand side is equal to right hand side. And now let us prepare the balance sheet. So I hope the treatment of various items, especially this creation of bills receivable and how you got the money against bills receivable on maturity, this was a little bit new to you, and interest on drawing, because it will be treated twice, must be clear to you. So now let us make the balance sheet. Now you must be knowing the format of the balance sheet. So all items of C plus L, simple rule, all items of C plus L will be written on the left hand side and all items of assets will be written on the right hand side. So this is my balance sheet. And here you will be writing liabilities, amount, assets and amount. So let us refer this. First of all, your capital is first of all your capital is 3,40,000. So we'll be writing capital here and the amount of the capital is 3,42,000. Then cash balance, cash closing balance is 61,000. Then your bank balance is, there is no change, it remains as it is, 1 lakh. Then your stock of goods, closing balance 30,000. We'll be writing only the closing balance. Final balance is in the balance sheet. And then machinery, it's very easy to prepare the balance sheet. Machinery is 90,000. And after machinery, you have furniture. The value of furniture is as it is, no change, 50,000. In front of this furniture, you will be writing. Then there is a debtor. The value of the debtor is 11,000. So that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have recorded 6 items. So let us add all the 6 items and see the total should be equal. And it was equal in accounting equation, so here also it will be equal. So this was 3,42,000 there, and here also 3, 2, and then 6 plus 3, 9, 9 and 9, 18, 18 and 6. 18 and 6 is 24, 4, 2 carry forward and then 3. 3,42,000. So this is how we will be preparing the balance sheet. In case of accounting equation. So I hope all these numericals must be clear to you. Accounting equation of this question number 15 of T.S. Grewal, as well as the balance sheet and how to record the items in the balance sheet, and the previous numerical where we prepare the balance sheet. Now I think you will be able to prepare the balance sheet now. Now there are some interesting questions in this which you can try on your own. Like for example, let us see this question number 18. If the capital of the business is 3 lakhs, liabilities are 50,000, loss is 70,000, you are required to calculate the total assets of the business. I hope you will be able to do this. Capital is 3 lakhs and loss 70,000 will be deducted from the capital. It will be 280. So 280 plus 50 is, this is 230. 230 plus 50 is 280. So this way you will be able to do these numericals. Total assets of the business are 130 and net worth is 80,000. So this is capital is given to you. So you need to calculate the liabilities. So this minus this will be your creditor. So this way at least you can try all these short numericals. Otherwise we'll be doing all these short numericals tomorrow. These are given on page number 5.22 because this is my old book. This is old edition. So if you have new edition, you can also try from the new edition also, and plus you need to do all the numericals of NCERT's book. So that's all for today. Have a nice day.